And yes, our law enforcement officials. And every one of them that I've talked to, almost to a person, has said Marjorie Taylor Greene is not who they want representing them. So yes, this campaign is about Marcus Flowers, not MTG. Thank you.
Joshua, it's your turn.
I need a rebuttal to that. You cannot accuse me of insurrection. I was a victim of the January 6th riot just as much as any other member of Congress. That was the third day I had on the job. I had nothing to do with what happened there that day, and I will not have you accuse me of that. That is wrong of you to do. You're lying about me, and you will not defame my character in that manner.
Did Joe Biden win the election, Congresswoman Greene?
Joe Biden is the president of the United States.
Absolutely, but you pushed a big lie that said he did not win the election.
There was election fraud.
You drove those people to the Capitol on January 6th with your lie.
We're going to move on. Josh Rowe, it's your turn to ask
and my
the question
husband has
to
proof
Marjorie
of it.
Taylor Greene.
We have FOIA evidence of proof of election fraud that came out.
Excuse me. We're ready to move on to the next question for you.
Okay, but he's not going to accuse me of a crime.
Would you like your
I have
question?
not committed
Would you
one.
like your question?
Yes, ma'am, I would. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Liar, by the way.
Ah, right. Marjorie Taylor Greene was a victim of January 6th. And here I was thinking that all those people who perpetuated the big lie were responsible for those events, when apparently it was them who suffered the most. Got it. And just in case Marjorie Taylor Greene legitimately thinks that she can rewrite history and frame herself as the victim in all of this, here's a little clip that I'd recommend keeping handy.
Just finished with our meetings here at the White House this afternoon. We had a great planning session for our January 6th objection. We aren't going to let this election be stolen by Joe Biden and the Democrats. President Trump won by a landslide. Call your House reps, call your senators from your states. We've got to make sure they're on board, and we already have a lot of people engaged. Okay, stay tuned.
So if you were wondering why it was that a bunch of crazed insurrectionists stormed the U.S. Capitol looking to assassinate Mike Pence and any other politician who didn't bend to Donald Trump's whims, it's because people like Marjorie Taylor Greene decided to perpetuate the lie that the election was stolen, even going so far as to attend a planning session where Republican lawmakers and senators would do their part by objecting to the electoral count. And not because there was anything worth objecting over, but because it was part of this whole coordinated campaign where they convinced their supporters that the election was stolen just by virtue of pretending that it was stolen. But when it came time to present any evidence, well, then it was just crickets. I mean, if you listen to Greene, she literally stands there and claims that the election was fraudulent and that, quote, my husband has proof of it. In other words, Trump and his allies' lawyers spent weeks in court, over 60 cases, and failed to prove fraud in one single case, in courts across the country, in front of judges who Donald Trump himself appointed. Zero fraud. But apparently, Marjorie Taylor Greene's husband has all the proof that every single lawyer and judge missed. All this time, all Trump needed to do was find that guy, the apparent king of the I did my own research crowd. But this wasn't the only deranged rant that Marjorie Taylor Greene went on. Here's another meltdown while attempting to describe the Democratic Party, and it goes pretty much exactly like you'd imagine.